Yeah, I'll take one EC2 instance to set up the Terraform. Now we need to install Terraform also. Okay, so now Terraform has been installed. Just go through all the commands also what we have in the Terraform. Okay, so here we have the Terraform version 1.13.5. Then we have configured the AWS CLI also. If you go to here, we have .aws directory. So here we have one is config and second one is credentials. So in the config, we have region and the output, and the credentials, we have access key and secret key, and the name of the profile is default. Even we can provide the multiple naming profiles also we can provide here. So I'm going to my Terraform here, whatever the configuration files we have, we can create. So now here, whatever the resource you want to create, we can get it from the Terraform documentation itself. The Terraform AWS provider documentation would be there. Everyone will create those resources from this documentation itself. They are going to create the resources. So hence, try to provision initially before using the modules. Provision those resources from the provider documentation itself. As of now, we are using the AWS provider. Okay, so this provider, say instead of main.tf, this I'm going to keep in In the provider.tf itself, I'm going to keep. I'm going to maintain that providers.tf. So here we can give the, if you have the multiple profiles, here we can enter the profile also. If you don't give also, it is taking default. But if you have the multiple profiles, that's we can give. And in this region, we have given US East 1. And in the profile also, we given US West 2 assume. Then for the Terraform, this region will take more priority. This region will take more priority. So then we need to create any main.tf. So suppose I want to create a VPC. Then say here for every resource, we'll get that details from here itself. So with that tags, I'm going to choose. Okay. So now here, instead of main, I want to give another name. This is from the anyhow from the Terraform wise. So this is in the GUI, this tag, whatever the name we have given, this should be displayed there. I'm giving here CloudSoft VPC. Here from the Terraform wise, I'm maintaining CloudSoft-VPC and I'm choosing 10.10.series. Okay, even if you copy from there also, as per your requirement, you need to customize this. As per your requirements, we need to customize these things. Then for this resource, I'm going to create one more subnet also. Okay, I'm going to create one subnet. The multiple subnets also we can create here. Okay, I'm choosing here the subnet is CloudSoft public. I'm choosing Phantom Land. CloudSoft public. I'm choosing. So this is not main. So what is the VPC we have given is CloudSoft hyphen VPC. Here not this tag we should use. What is the name we have given is CloudSoft hyphen VPC is the name we have given there. CloudSoft hyphen VPC dot ID. And here this should be in the 10.10 series only. Okay, set 10.10. Otherwise, this won't, in that CIDR range, it's not there. It's get a conflict. And here I'm going to give the tag also. I'm going to create. Saying the GUI wise, this tag will come.
CloudSoft public.
Yeah. So whatever the name we have given here, this is going to be created. And I'm going to create one more subnet. As of now, we are keeping multiple like this, but we can use dynamically also. We can declare. Say here I'm going to use private. Okay. And same VPC. And I'm going to give here 2.0 I'm going to give. I'm going to give 2.0 and private I have chosen. So I have chosen the private. So even still we can create the NACLs, we can create security groups, everything will get it from the documentation itself. Then I'm going to copy this one. So here these I'm going to keep providers I kept in another file, and I'm going to keep this one in main.tf. I'm going to declare. Later we need to enhance even with the variables, outputs also. So all these I'm going to keep in my resource block. Okay. So now if you have any alignment issues, all those also we can do. Now here try to understand.
FMT.
So here we have main.tf, providers.tf we have. I'm going to initialize
Terraform init.
a Terraform init. Now that is from the provider.tf, whatever the providers.tf we have given. Okay, it is going to take 6.0, 6.19.0. It has taken that. That is the AWS provider version from the Terraform registry is got downloaded. Okay, now so that's .terraform directory we got it, and it's going to create a log file also that will make sure always 6.19.0 itself has been taken. Then I'm going to check if any of the alignment issues, all those format will do in the provider.tf. The default I have given, right, that is having some alignment issue. Then we are going to use validate. Now that configuration is valid, then I'm going to show the plan. That the plan is going to create the resources. So now three resources, one VPC, two subnets are getting added, nothing to change, nothing to destroy, and most of the details we are going to get after creation only. Then we are going to use Terraform apply, and it's going to prompt us yes or no. If you don't want this option, then we can choose a hyphen
Auto
auto
approve.
hyphen
Approve.
approve. So this won't prompt us yes or no. It automatically is going to create that. Now that three resources are getting added. Okay, so now, so we have the Terraform show. So Terraform show will show that resource details. With all the three resources with their VPC, CIDR ranges, all these details it shows. All these details it is going to show. So now assume I want to delete one subnet from the Terraform wise itself. I want to delete. Okay, so now I'll go to my main.tf. Okay, so here we have this resource, right? Now here what I'm doing is Terraform. I'm going to perform
Plan.
plan again. So now one resource is getting deleted now. Okay, one is going to destroy because previously in the state file, we have two subnets, but in our configuration file, we kept only one. So when I do the Terraform apply, so now that is going to destroy even from the state file wise also. So from the state file wise also that getting destroyed. Okay, so 0 resource added, 0 like 1 destroyed. So now we'll do some other thing. I'll again add this. In the main.tf. That I'm going to add it again. Then again I'll do Terraform plan.
There are some fields missing, sir.
1 second.
Down to brackets.
So now I'm going to do the plan. So now one is so because previously we have only one VPC and one subnet because one deleted we have. Now again we are adding one more. That's going to be added now. So when we do the Terraform apply, that resource is getting added now. One resource is getting added, 0 is changed, 0 is destroyed. Yeah. Okay, so one resource has been added. Now we'll do some other thing. What I'm going to do is from the state file, I'm going to release that. I'm going to delete it from the state file wise. From the state file wise, I'm going to delete that. Set Terraform state RM. That resource name in the state file is AWS underscore subnet is the resource type and CloudSoft private. So CloudSoft private, that is the name we have given. Then now what is happening is that resource has been deleted from the state file. But where that resource is existing is in the configuration we have. And even in the actual also that resource is there. Small typo is there, I think. No, no,
Hyphen
no, no,
CloudSoft hyphen private.
no. Private I is missing. Okay, so now this resource has been deleted from a state file, it is deleted. Then can you guess what is going to happen if I do from the Terraform like a plan? So it's refreshing that state. So now it is assuming one resource to add. One resource to add because that is assuming that resource is not existing, because if the state file is missing means Terraform will assume that resource is not existing. Okay, so that leads to duplicate that resources. That leads to duplicate that resources. Okay, so now I want to get the details like from the like Terraform wise. Then one solution what we have is I'll try to get that resource from like import. I'll try to do. Okay, so what import will do?
Private subnet.
No. Import is what it is doing is from the actual resource to the state file, that resource is getting creating. Okay, so that state file is going to be getting that details. Okay, so now we need that like ID of that subnet. Now what I'm doing is Terraform import AWS underscore subnet, and our subnet name is CloudSoft
Soft private.
private. That ID we need to give. Okay, I'll try to give the name. I don't think it will take the name. So we need to give the subnet details, subnet ID. So with the not with the name, we need to get that ID. So I'll go to VPC. We chosen US East one. So CloudSoft type and provide. This is the tag name we have given, but name of that we have given is another one. This is a subnet ID. So CloudSoft type and that private is the name we have given.
Name is not taken, sir.
No, ID only it will take.
Okay.
So now this import is successful. Now again I'll do Terraform plan because in my configuration file that resource is there. Okay, no changes because all are in the sync itself. All are in the sync itself. We are going to get that. Okay, so now here we have three things. One is our configuration file we have in the .main.tf, state file, and actual resources. All the three should be in the sync. Otherwise, like we need to manage those, need to manage how to handle that we need to maybe import that resource, or from the state file we need to remove, or from the configuration file we need to remove. Okay, so that's like order we need to make sure. Okay, so then here we have one more important command is there, that is called as like a Terraform taint command. In the interview, it's mandatory like we are going to use Terraform taint. So what is the concept of Terraform taint is, say if any of the resource has been not working as per the expectation, that resource has been downgraded, then we are going to use the Terraform taint command. So with the Terraform taint command, what is going to happen is that resource is getting recreated on the next apply. Okay, when we do the next apply, that resource is recreating again. That resource is recreating again. Say in which scenario you are going to use the taint is, you have assumed 100 resources provision through Terraform, 2 or 3 resources are not working as per the expectations, then those need to be recreated. Those need to be recreated. Then we need to use taint command. Say we need to use a taint command, but instead of using the taint, Terraform nowadays recommending to use the replace option, but both the things we'll explore once. So now here we have the Terraform taint. So we need to use the Terraform taint. What is the resource we want to taint is AWS underscore subnet dot, what is that, CloudSoft private, the CloudSoft private. Okay, so this is the old method. So now if you taint that resource, what is going to happen is, now that resource has been tainted. Now I'm going to do Terraform apply. If I do the Terraform apply, now what is going to happen is one resource is going to be changed, one resource is going to be destroyed, and one resource is getting created. One to add, one to destroy. That means the same resource, that subnet itself is getting deleted first, then it's going to recreate later. So that is the purpose of taint. If any of the resources have been tainted, in the next apply, those resources are getting deleted and the new resource is getting created. Now you can untaint that also. If you don't want, we can untaint that resource. Okay, but already that resource is not tainted because apply is done, right? That is the reason that's automatically untainted. But in the newer method, like Terraform is not recommending to use the taint option. Terraform is recommending to use a replace option instead of using the taint. So whatever the resources we want to recreate, Terraform apply, then we are going to use the replace option. Okay, so which resource we need to replace is AWS underscore subnet dot that private. So when I do this one,
Sir,
the
he is
same
missing,
thing is,
sir.
no, that is in that main.tf itself, that is missing. That's the reason I'm giving the same. So one resource is added, one resource has been. So now here itself, it's missing CloudSoft private. So now here, if I change this one, what is going to happen is, so previously we have this Terraform if I change that into private, what is going to happen is Terraform will assume that is a new resource. So here also, if I change that one to private, if I change that one, Terraform is assuming that's also is getting existing one is going to be destroyed and is going to rechange. Only in the state file we can modify that. Then it won't delete and destroy. Okay. If you want to change that one, I'm again already that resource is there. That's the reason we are getting a conflict. Okay. So previously it's deleted. Now it's again is added. Like we need to understand the relation between all these three: main.tf, state file, and that actual resource. Okay. So now if we come to this, like we have here in this initially 6 tutorials, but yesterday I said to use the tutorials. So once you've done for that AWS 6, say here this, we have the CLI. Okay, so here these all easy initialization, all these we have done, but again, once again, practice once. So these all the tutorials everyone need to do. In order to do this, they have given some Git clone repositories also. So we are in the My Terraform directory. Now they given one like a repo, right? Then Git clone that repo you give. So already they have Git to clone itself. Then you no need to do that Git to clone again. Now here we'll get one directory. The directory is learn Terraform init. Okay. So once you go to this, here we have the main.tf, modules, terraform.tf, variables.tf. Just go through all those files. We went to cd learn Terraform init. Then here we are going to like check the main.tf, readme, terraform.tf, variables.tf, all those. Then here they are going to do the Terraform init command. Then it's you're going to initialize the modules, provider plugins. Okay, then we'll have the log file also. Then validate your configuration. Okay, so these all we have done, but for the practice purpose, again do it. Then do the plan also. So again the same repo would be there. You come back. Okay, then clone that, then go to Terraform plan. These are all the options you need to validate. Then Terraform apply, then variables, outputs, providers, all these command line options we have around 16 tutorials. Everyone needs to finish these 16 tutorials. Okay. So then verify the installation, refresh state. So what is the refresh is doing is, if any of the actual changes has been performed on the actual resources, those changes it is bringing to the state file. Those changes are coming to the state file. It is going to bring those changes. Okay. So that is the purpose we are going to use that is the purpose we are going to use the refresh command. So what is the difference between refresh and import? What is the difference between refresh versus import? Import, actually that resource is not existing in the state file, then it is going to import. Whereas the refresh is, if the resource is existing, but something is going to modify. Okay, that resource is getting some changes has been performed. Those changes it will bring to state file by using the refresh. Means say suppose assume I change the tag of that subnet name I have changed, but the resource is existing. Okay, subnet ID is not changed. At that moment, that refresh will bring those changes. Refresh will bring those changes into that state file. Okay, so now here for each tutorial, it is like 19 within like a day you can finish all this. Okay, so everyone need to finish the CLI tutorials. So even after CLI also there are other configuration files, providers, all those we have. Okay, after CLI we have that related to configuration language, even modules. Say here we have 10 tutorials related to modules also. Okay, so these all like first go to CLI, then configuration language, then come to modules. Okay, so if you finish all these tutorials, okay, by keeping this environment like this, then only you are going to get 3 to 4 years of expertise. Okay, and lot of people like from our students, lot of people are managing the job, all those is they have done all these tutorials by hands-on. Otherwise, you will suffer a lot in the job. So we have the complete documentation, we have the complete repos. We just need to perform those steps. Okay.
Sir, I have small doubt, sir.
Yeah, please tell me.
Actually, we are created main.tf and provides.tf. Actually, where is the state file? It is automatically generated, or
Yeah, when we do the
it
Terraform apply, and if you don't specify any backend, that state file is going to be stored in the locally.
okay? Where is the stored? Please show me that state file, sir.
Yeah, yeah.
That is a hidden file, sir. State
No,
file.
no, not hidden file. So in the previous we created right my Terraform directory. Here
Yeah.
Terraform.tf state is that. And if any changes has been performed, that's going to store in the backup file.
Okay. Terraform automatically it
Yeah,
is
automatically with the apply that is
created.
going to create.
Terraform.tf state and backup also.
Yeah.
Okay. Any changes will done, I automatically will apply TF state file.
Yes, yes.
Okay, sir.
But it's not a best practice in the production. We need to use like remote backend. We need to use.
Okay.
Okay. You need to everyone need to do the hands-on. These all need to do the hands-on. Your expectations are just to watch the movie like that. You want to watch it. It doesn't work out like that. Everyone need to set up, need to work hard. Everyone need to finish this. Then only you can survive in the job. If you're not interested to do these things, you can't survive in the job. Okay? But tomorrow at least need to finish all this.